Lesson 10-9. Our objective is learning to find the surface area of a cylinder. And here we have a cylinder, and it has a circular base on one side and another circular base on the other, and they're connected by a curved surface. Well, if I make a net of this particular shape, if I open up, there's one of the bases, there is another base, and then I unroll that curved surface actually, when it unrolls, to form a rectangle. So this is what the net of a cylinder looks like. And that curved surface there, then, that rectangular shape, well, if we know the height of the cylinder, if I know the height of the cylinder, which is this distance right here, that's also the width of this rectangle. Now, the length of this rectangle right here actually is the circumference of one of these bases, of each of those bases. And you can see that if I curl that back up again. So this distance around here, when I unroll this, that is that same distance. That's that distance around the base, around that circular base, is the circumference, and that's that length of this rectangle right here. Now, how can we use that? Let's take a look. Here we have a picture of a cylinder, and it has a height of 7 feet, and the base has a radius of 4 feet. And if we open that up, we look at a net of that. Here would be the net of that figure. We still have the height right here is 7 feet. Our radius of the base is still 4 feet. And this distance across here is the circumference of this base. And when we're finding circumference of a circle is 2 times pi times the radius. So if we're finding that, we can actually find out this distance along here. So we could say that 2 times pi, and the radius here is 4. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, so 8 pi, and if we use 3 and 41/100ths as pi, we're going to come up with 25 and 12/100ths. So that is the circumference of this base. It's also this distance, this length along here in feet. Now, we actually want to find the surface area. So, I want to find the surface area. That's this area of this base, the area of this base, and the area of this rectangle in here. So we can think of, we want to find the surface area there. We need to find this entire area right here. And the area of a rectangle is length times width. Well, our length, in this case, is the circumference, and that's 2 times pi times r. So I'm going to write that right here. 2 times pi times the radius, multiplied by the width. And the width is this distance right here. And this distance is the height of that cylinder. So height, so length times width, or height times the circumference of this rectangle there, the circumference of this circle, which is the length of that rectangle. And I need to add it to the area of these bases. Well, the area of a circle is equal to pi times the radius squared. And I have 2 of these. So I'm going to say 2 times the area of the circle, which is pi, times the radius squared. So this is actually the formula for the area of a cylinder. Well, let's start putting in some numbers here. So we have the height is equal to 7 times the 2 times pi times the radius, which is 4, plus 2 times pi times the radius, which is 4, squared. Put that in parentheses too. Okay. And move this in a little closer here so you can see a little bit better. And we can look at this now. We can do 7 times 2, which is 14, and 14 times 4, which is 56. So 56 times pi plus 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16, and 16 times 2 is 32. And I still have my pi here. So I have 56 times pi plus 32 times pi. Well, since I'm basically having the same thing, I'm multiplying both of these by pi, I can actually add these together as they are and say that the surface area is equal to 56 pi plus 32 pi, which is 88 pi, or 88 times pi. So now, let's say I'm going to use pi to be 3 and 1400ths. So I can say surface area is equal to 88 times 3 and 1400ths. And when I work that out, that comes out to be 276 and 32 hundredths square feet.